When it comes to the United States' dominance in the global financial system, everything is shifting right now for Operation Sandman. It is imperative that we pay attention to this matter, particularly if you are involved in the cryptocurrency market, particularly if you are in possession of XRP, and particularly if you have been keeping abreast of everything about our global monetary system lately. Everyone is welcome to join us on the channel. This is Nick, my name. To those who are unfamiliar with the channel, you will be required to sign up as a subscriber. In the event that we take a cursory glance at what Operation Sandman actually is, this is the comprehensive characterization for the benefit of those who are unaware. Operation Sandman is a cooperative effort of more than 100 countries that have reached an agreement to simultaneously sell off their holdings of US Treasury securities and transfer them back to the United States in order to bring the US currency to its knees. The story has just been made public with 2 weeks warning to get ready. It is a little bit extreme, and ultimately it is probably just a little bit of an emotional engagement farming, if you will. Now, the 2 weeks notice and the get ready are rather extreme. On the other hand, if we take a closer look at this, I am of the opinion that Operation Sandman is currently underway. As a matter of fact, I believe that it is currently taking place, and the Brics constitute the entire focal point of the situation. It is the objective here. It is imperative that we pay attention to the actions that the Brics are taking, and I have been quite vocal regarding this issue ever since the United States government announced the imposition of sanctions. In this particular location, we have been able to observe post after post after post concerning the actions that the Brics nations are taking in relation to the monetary system. Beginning on August 21st, more than 50 countries will be able to abandon SWIFT and adopt the Brics payment system. Now, for those of you who have been attending this channel for a considerable amount of time, and for those of you who are holders of XRP, I am certain that you are all aware by this point that the SWIFT system is not only extremely effective in making cross-border payments extremely, but it also ensures that cross-border payments fail and that there is no transparency surrounding those cross-border payments, which is ultimately the end goal of, guess what? A network of international payment systems that is inefficient. As we consider this, it is important to note that we are aware that the SWIFT network is extremely inefficient. This network is not even close to being a good one. In addition to this, it is very centralized, where the power is centered on the United States. To answer your question, why would any of these countries that are not the United States of America want to use the SWIFT payment system? What do you think then? That is not the case. This is the reason why SWIFT is beginning to face a significant amount of opposition. Moreover, ever since the United States imposed the sanctions against Russia, the pressure that was being applied to SWIFT has been intensified. The current situation gives the impression that SWIFT has been failing, and it has also been declining in terms of its supremacy. Nevertheless, have we reached the point in time when we can assert that SWIFT has been unsuccessful, that it has collapsed, and that it is finished? Yes, we are not yet at that point, but we are making progress, albeit at a modest but steady pace. The model that revolves on the United States dollar and its dominance is referred to as death by 1,000 cuts, since we are gradually but firmly headed in that direction. Frequently, we come across these significant announcements. Despite the fact that we are continually witnessing these significant pushbacks, we are also beginning to observe dominance shifting from the United States to all of these other nations surrounding Brics in very small pieces. It's also possible that this pertains to oil trades. Is it possible that it could even be close to GDP? GDP growth within the Brics has quickly outpaced that of the G7 in the United States. This is a very important point to focus on because it demonstrates that the economic growth in the Brics is significantly higher than that of the G7. This indicates that the Brics could potentially begin to rise above and against the United States and begin to take that dominance in large clips rather than small clips. Because of this, I believe that it is indeed death by 1,000 cuts right now, but it will be over time. When all of a sudden everything starts to add up, everything starts to pile up, and we reach a point where there is no going back, it is necessary for us to acknowledge what has transpired, and we must also discuss the ways in which all of this could have been averted. At the moment, the primary attention is on cryptocurrency due to the fact that Russia is heavily investing in cryptocurrency while the United States continues to fight the business. Is cryptography the answer to all of our problems? To tell you the truth, it has the potential to be a significant portion of it, but over here we have the United States' days of bullying the rest of the globe are ended, according to China. I have already mentioned that when it comes to SWIFT, it is a network that is incredibly efficient at being inefficient overall. On the other hand, it is the truth, isn't it? It's almost like a little play on words. A network that is so outdated is a network that is exceedingly inefficient. And there is a need for technological advancement. Nevertheless, who is going to make use of SWIFT today? Due to the fact that SWIFT is still significantly dominated by the United States, I highly doubt that any nation will wish to employ Apple SWIFT. Each and every one of these countries, the major event that is taking place at the moment, we are kind of engaged in a financial war where these countries are concerned. Due to the fact that the dollar is a reserve currency, they are sick and tired of being forced to submit to the United States. They have a significant amount of influence over the economic welfare of a number of these countries. What the United States does is amplified in these locations, regardless of what it is. That being said, when we really kind of concentrate on this, sure, all of these countries are finished being bullied by the United States today. This is the reason why there is such a significant pushback against the United States. And sanctions are the most important item to concentrate on. The spark that ignited the inferno was that single thing. Afterwards, it spread at an extremely rapid pace from that point on. Over here, we have 126 nations gathering to explore the possibility of abandoning the United States currency. It is very important to note this. Despite the fact that we do not know how many of these countries are going to investigate the possibility of joining the Brics, we are aware that a significant number of them have already shown interest in joining the Brics, which is a significant statement when all of them are considered together. What are the chances that it may be 10, 20, 30, 40, or 50? Although we do not know. If we return to Operation Sandman, there are more than 100 countries. At the moment, there are 126 individuals who are interested in meeting with the Brics in order to explore the possibility of abandoning the United States dollar. And this is most prevalent around the time of their summit. Getting rid of the United States dollar is not the primary objective of this meeting, but I am confident that it will be brought up in the course of the discourse. Nevertheless, everything revolves around the Brics, which, as I mentioned earlier, is a really significant event. There is a significant opportunity that you are missing out on if you are not paying attention to what the Brics nations are doing, because the mainstream media will continue to keep it hidden from you. Additionally, China made a significant declaration at this time. They grew to become Saudi Arabia's most important oil consumer, being responsible for more than 20% of the kingdom's total oil exports. Again, this is a significant blow to the United States. As we continue to see these transactions and these announcements revolve around what is happening within some of these Brics nations, we are beginning to see dominance, as I mentioned earlier, usurped from the United States in small little clips. It is, however, gradually but surely adding up. At the moment, it does not appear that the United States is making any significant efforts to tackle this issue. Since this is the case, we are concentrating on what Russia and China, together with the other Brics nations, are actually doing. Where do they intend to end up? Over here, I want to give Megan a massive shock for this. Alexei Erkov, the Russian ambassador to Turkey, had previously informed the agency that the situation regarding money transfers from Russia to Turkey is still difficult. Trade and economic cooperation between Russia and Turkey are being purposefully undermined by the developed world. The subject of finding a solution to the problem of bank transfers from Russia to Turkey has not undergone any significant changes. It is not yet known how long it will take to find a solution to the problem. An additional statement was made by a representative of the state bank Ziraat in Ankara, indicating that the establishment of a system that is founded on national and digital currencies would be a solution to the banking issues that exist between Russia and Turkey. That concludes the matter. The emphasis is placed on digital money.